Hey everybody, what's up? I'm in my living room, and I thought that I would try to start using the webcam to do some of my worship notes posts. I tried the Tuesday talk thing, and that was okay. I think people responded relatively well. But what I wanted to do was just through folks checking out my YouTube channel or on worship notes is just sort of throw out these kind of conversation starters. Obviously, the webcam it doesn't give me much editing capability, but it allows me to throw things out there quicker and to hear from you guys what you think about what I might be talking about. And I'm actually watching on God TV, this channel that I get. I'm watching the Florida Outpouring. I don't know if you've heard about this. The Florida Outpouring is happening in Lakeland, Florida, and it's a revival. And there are massive healings, and there's just these extended worship times. And I've been thinking a lot about um, conference worship, whether it's a conference you go to as a worship leader and you're wanting to learn stuff, or it's something like Passion or Hillsong, where you're going to get some Bible study, and or maybe your church hosts things, or maybe you've gone to some of these big name sort of brand name conferences, Saddleback or Willow Creek. There's a lot of conferences, a lot of places you can go. And one thing almost all those conferences are known for are they're almost all known for great worship. That's what people really enjoy is the big corporate worship time. But the more I watch those things and the more I go to those things and the more I kind of dig into those things, I'm sort of coming to the conclusion that a lot of the biggest names at these conferences, a lot of these people who lead worship that are sort of synonymous with like a great anointing, really aren't doing it that well. They're really not leading people. They're really not pastoring people through a time of praise. And worship ends up being this great thing and an emotional thing and a powerful thing. And so I'm just wondering, like with conferences, sort of these big worship events, um, how much really is just the expectation of the crowd? I mean, is it the crowd at Passion that makes Passion worship so good? Is it the congregation at the Hillsong conference? Is it the group of worship leaders at the Worship Leader Magazine conference? Is it the people and their expectation of worship that makes it that good? Because you can watch a DVD of those things and you can see that a lot of the worship leaders at those things are hard to follow. They seem like they're just really kind of performing. Um, Everything's in keys that are too high to sing. It's very flashy. It's very showy. What do you think? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Um, I guess what I'm asking is, on these big events, these worship events, how important is the crowd? Is the crowd really what makes an event? And if that's true, is it true in our churches too? I mean, you may chime and say, absolutely, it's the crowd. It's the crowd at those things that makes them so good. Well, do we believe that at our church? Do we teach that in our churches? If you agree with me, do you think we need to be talking about that? You know, a congregation, you need to come expecting mighty things. Or if you disagree with me, that no, it's not, it shouldn't be happening that way. The worship leader should be pastoring the people and should be really leading worship and doing things well and with quality and with humility. If that's what you think, then why are these conferences so good? Why, when you go, is worship so amazing? So I know that's kind of a weird thing, kind of a random thing. That's just something about these conferences, that it seems like the people are ready to go from the downbeat. I mean, they are ready. And our churches aren't like that. Should they be? Or should we do a better job of our conferences having better worship leaders that come at it from a little bit more simple standpoint? You tell me.